Hello everybody, welcome to another CTL replay cast. I am super pumped for this one. This was a very fun week between us and JaMiT. And it looks like already in the chat we've got two legends. We've got Camaril, what's up dude, and Alec Razik, aka Wizard, the CTL god. Okay, so it is just me again. It's just kind of a solo cast season. Snoopy left me all on my own stranded to cast all these games. Unfortunately, it is going to be a shorter cast. My mic is in the right spot. Let's go. 2 walkovers this week via forfeit on the JaMiT side. We got 2 auto wins, fortunately for us. So yeah, but it's too bad that they could not field players. Hope your guys' days are going well, Camaril and Wizard. And hopefully we got more JaMiT players joining in. I did tell Blitz that I was doing this replay cast. Hopefully we get some JaMiT guys in here. But I'm going to jump right into our first game, which, as one of the aforementioned auto forfeits, was set number 1. Rich Spire versus whoever it was. No, not Edson. What am I thinking? Whoever his opponent was. And so we're going to move on to set number 2, which is Axis versus T-John. Okay. Let's go to in-game scene, shall we? Cool. We're here. You can no longer see my face. Ugh. Okay. I'm trying to come into this cast with an upbeat attitude, with a more energetic casting style. I feel like I listened back to the last cast and I felt like I sounded like, I don't know, like I was just on something, or very slow, dull. So I need to bring energy to this cast. And we're going to get right into our game. Axis. Axis, just a legend. Again. Been with us for a very long time. See, sporting that Roddy caster profile. That's awesome. And whoa, it is Andy Man in the chat. Is that the real Andy Man, the organizer of the Brood War Battle Domes? Because if it is, that's crazy. If I am graced with his presence today. If you ever need an extra human, I can't do today. Hit me up. Okay, yeah, sure, Wizard. I will hit you up. I got a couple announcements at the end of the cast regarding my involvement in the CTL and that. Yeah, Andy, man, you're a legend, and super glad that you're doing the Brood War Battle Domes. It's really cool. I was involved in the first couple and got busy. They don't fall at a good time for me, but still amazing to see you doing things for the community. It's amazing. Enjoy your casting as well. And Oxfox, what's going on? Flame Warrior. What's going on, man? Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and update the score to show that we are at a 1-0 lead at this point. Probably changing the time. Too bad. Okay. So, TVZ on Port Alexander. Said it a million times. But of course, this was the All-Nightus map. If it does look familiar to you people who watch the All-Nightus cast, we've got a worker battle going on. What's up? Oof. That drone goes down. Oof. That is some solid SCV control from Tihan. And can he escape with that SCV? Oh, he cannot. Still, a delay on the hatchery, though. That was, Axis was all the way up to 600 minerals. Or thereabouts before he placed his hatchery. So that was quite a solid delay from Tihan. Fortunately, did not escape with the SCV, but damage was already done. He's going with a CC on the high ground as well. And, yeah, being a little bit safer here. Smart play. You see 2 Marines being produced. Probably go up to 4 to get that bunker ready. And then halt production, I'm assuming. And we've got Tion going for factory. We'll see if he goes for a 1-1-1 type build. Or 2-on-1. We'll have to see. Oxfox CTL is going... We started rocky. We had 2, 3, 4 losses in week 1 and 2. 2 very good teams. Very frustrating. You know, those were... unfortunate weeks. However, this was a bit of an easier opponent for us this week, as well as giving those 2 wins. So we've got good hopes for this one. Looks like it's going to be double factory here. No starport yet. So we will see. Looks like some mech play from Tihan. About Axis, you know, he is a lower platinum player, so a lot of times we try to utilize him. I realize I'm saying this in the presence of Cameron, the UR captain, who we will have to play again. But better utilized executing a very specific build. And things can get a little bit hairy for him beyond that solid build. We saw last week, just not quite able to keep up with the macro of some of these higher platinum players. I'm actually not 100% sure what the MMR of Tihan is, but I believe he was higher up than Axis. We see the bunker going down. It seems a hair late. Yeah, I assumed you guys already knew. Got the 4 Marines there. Bunker seems a little late. That's what was kind of preventing. But these links could actually be annoying. Could hit this command center, take some swipes at it, maybe snipe a worker or 2. Third from Axis going down was late. As the natural was late, so kind of a snowball effect. And will be Bane Nest for Axis. This is tech of choice. Tion is enjoying a worker lead, which we should not be seeing at this point for Axis. Really need to have a bit stronger. And I'm looking if there's drones. No, looks like he's investing quite a bit of his larvae into lings. He may be going to try for a baneling bust, as he's producing quite a number of lings. Got the baneling nest. Does he have hooks? No, he does not. Can still do a baneling bust at this point without speed, although it will be significantly not as good, to put it scientifically. And have we had any scouting from Tihan? No, we have not. So that's something Tihan will want to do. Actually, as I said, he's moving across the map with some Hellions. Gonna poke around, see what he can see. He's not gonna see too much. Maybe see that there's no fourth at this point. Oops, need to turn on production. There we go. So we've got a lair on the way for Axis, but no tech, no fourth base from him just yet. Throwing down spores quite late, if he was trying to do that as a preventative measure for Banshees. And we see Snoopy spamming that emote in the chat. Good to see you, man. And Tihan committing to this full mech style. I really like it a lot. Mech. I'm a big mech fan. I'm letting it out there. Bio was weak. Bio's good, but it just doesn't compare to mech. How cool it is. Both players banking a decent amount. However, Axis and Tihan both managed to keep pretty comparable worker counts and army counts. And Axis does have that third base. Tihan, does he have a third CCS? It's completed. It's quite good. Flame Warrior 199. This is a weekly team league. So we have 7 players from a Platinum 3 to Platinum Diamond players and 1 Masters player. And they organize their matches and they play. We play a best of 7 every week. And there's a 7-week regular season, and then we have postseason after that. So this is not live. This is from replays, if you were not aware. As you can see, yeah. Matches are best of 1. However, the cumulative effect of all the matches together is essentially a best of 7. Caster is a replay too. Yes. And the master set is the best of 3 as well. Okay, looks like we've got that is transformation servos. No, looks like he's going for that fast Hellion transformation, Hellbat transformation build. He's got quite a number of Hellions, tanks, Thors. It's going full mech. Heading on even more factories. Third CC is down, and you will need it to support that, especially the third gas. Axis does see this, and he's falling behind quite a bit. His army supply is very low, and his worker count is behind Tihan as well. His fourth is just going down now, and although he needs to start working on... The fourth needs to be earlier, and also he needs to start working on additional bases. Should be a base plus ahead of Terran. This is going to be really bad for Axis. He only has Lings, has to morph them into Banes, and those all switch into Hellbats, and bye-bye Lings. It's Ling Fry at this third base here. As everything is going down. All the drones are going to pull away, but Blue Flame Hellbats, there's not much that can stop them. We've got... Axis needed to have Banelings in that situation. He just wasn't prepared. Will the transfuses be on point? It looks like no, they will not. Lose a couple twinks this as well. And he did clean that up. But well, he killed a ton of Lings. However, the silver lining for Axis is that he was able to save most of his drones. His fourth is up as well. He's still at a 16 worker deficit, though, plus Lings. It's funny how fast Blue Flame Hellbats chew through Lings, no matter how many you have. Creeps Red for Axis, looking decent. And he's trying to go into this Hydra Ling Bane style. However, his macro, I think, is just not going to be strong enough to go against this battle mech. And I actually missed this. Got a 4th base up for Tihan as well. Tihan's macro quite strong. That's the thing, is at this level in this matchup, Zerg versus Terran, if you let them sit, if the Terran is unharassed on 4 bases versus an unharassed Zerg, it's much scarier. The Terran can amass an army, and it's very tough for the Zerg to deal with it if they've done no economic damage, because you've got a full mech army building off of 4 bases, 70 workers plus mules. That's an insane economy to be completely unharassed. We got only Hydras here, and once these tanks siege up, good luck. And the fast transformation of those Hellbats, you can siege up this 4th base location and it will fall. See, just can let the tanks take care of that. Lings are going to come in here with a last-ditch effort. However, they're going to get 1 tank for their efforts, as Hellbat's pretty strong. And I think this will be it for Axis, unfortunately. Should mention, although Tihan is up to 2k min and pretty low gas bank, I like the way he is macroing pretty strong behind this. Has a decent number of facts. They should be all in the same look, although with hotkeys, I guess it doesn't really matter. This isn't Brood War, I'm thinking, in Brood War. And group multiple buildings at once. However, my point is that he's still expanding to new bases. He's got his 5th and his 6th base up, so he's not just, you know, taking a lead and then just sort of resting on his laurels here. He is continuing to expand and pushing forward. GG's called, and Tihan will be victorious. Unfortunately for my man Axis, but gotta say, really appreciate him every week being strong, showing up, helping out a lot with contact, really reliable that way, and appreciate the work he puts in. Okay, so the next map is going to be, our next match is going to be a ZVZ, and it is going to be Wizard. Now, Wizard last week got a pretty impressive win that looked really crazy. It was on, I can't remember the map, but it was basically a 14-15 versus a roach opening, a no speed opening. If I remember correctly, I'm sure Wizard's going to correct me on something about that. Ooh, I need to change the overlay. That would be good. Okay. So there we go. And we'll see what he pulls out this time. And it looks like Maschi is going for a fast pool. That was a 12 pool. Okay. Now I feel like in the current meta of ZVZ, 12 pools really not the best if Zergs can just prepare, because if Zergs know about it, then they prepare, then you basically die. That's what it seems like. She's on Cyber Forest, so not the pretty far distance between the bases. And Matchi will have to worry about not being seen by this Overlord, as it's not going to be super close to the natural base. But if he practiced this week, pathing it around the Overlord, we'll see, because that will be crucial. to giving Wizard more time. And it looks like he has not done that. And Wizard knows this is coming and he can react accordingly. He went for a 14 hatch. Sorry, 14 pool, 13, 14 of some sorts. It is a close rush distance. Okay, Wizard just killing my fake news right off the bat. We've got 8-lings on the way, plus queens for Wizard. So, I do not predict a good end for Mask in this game. There will be 8-lings here versus 6, and they get a nice surround, so this hatchery, the only thing that Mask has gained is some HP on his hatchery. He's continuing to rally some lings, although he produced... No, he's not producing any drones here. Meanwhile, Wizard has a 2-drone lead, so a small economical lead. Speed is done for Mask, so Wizard actually out a little bit too far. He needs to go back and wait for new lings to pop. But still, the overwhelming numbers, even with speed, is way too much for Mask to handle. In that engagement, he basically blew it. So, he blew his chance there. And the queen is down here as well. So with that nice tight choky main, there's no chance. If this were a different map with an open main, like Port Alexander, for instance, there is a chance that Mask could try to hold up a bunch of lings and go for a dive. Because even if you lose all your lings, if you get enough drones, it can work out economically. And the full force of Wizard's lings bearing down on undefended base. Yeah, this is going to be a build order loss straight up for Mask. Very nicely done. I know him and Snap were practicing this weekend. It looks like they prepared for this very strongly. Went exactly according to plan for Wizard. The drones are fighting. And that's the last couple units for Mask. GG well played is called. Well played both players. Looks like we got a shout out for Sushi, Snap, Akonista, Hobo, and Mystic. All those Zergs and Terrans there. Okay, so our next map is going to be Potato versus Tetris. Again, the other Diamond 2 slot was a forfeit in our favor. Unfortunately, Akonistes could not play. Okay, in the bottom corner of automation, the 2 o'clock position, we have the green Terran, Potato Pleb. And on the opposing side, we have the orange Protoss, Tetris. Realized my mic was just really far away for some reason. And there we go. Hopefully that's better. PVT on this map. I've seen some fun PVTs recently watching the WCS winner, Estrella, on this map. Pulled out some pretty cool stuff. PVT is very interesting. It's players like Estrella keeping it very fresh, pulling out new styles. It's very entertaining to watch recently. And it looks like there'll be 2 gates for expansion, getting a second gas. Pretty standard stuff for Tetris. Potato Pleb, will he put down his CC on the low ground? Looks like he will not. Just gonna place it. Is he going to place it? There we go. Placing it on high ground, that would be a pretty bold move to place it here before having much scouting intel. Potato Pleb does have a SCV on the other side of the map, however, so we will be prepared for this. And the unit choice will be Adepts for Tetris. Ooh, okay, we have a proxy for Tetris. It's hard to say. It will be a proxy Robo. Interesting. So, we're going to see some Immortal, Stalker, and Adept pressure here, which will be very fun. Morphing in a gateway as well there as well. So, it's going to be like a 3-gate Robo all in. At least relatively all in. Is he going to dump his Chronos into that Cyber Core? He's got a few banked up. It's looking pretty standard here for Potato. Although it doesn't look like he's going to have a ton. The Immortal's already in production. He's going to have a few gateway units here, and he could be in big trouble. Now the Reaper coming down here, seeing no natural, and going to be seeing the main, should tip him off here that something is looking pretty weird. He's coming in here. He sees the natural. Sorry, the main. Ugh, voice crack. There we go. The main and Immortal is now complete. Defensive bunker going down and starport as well. So Banshees likely on the way. Cyclones. So there will be a force of a few Marines and a Cyclone to defend. With an Immortal already out and a second one almost completed with a few gateway forces, I don't think Potato is going to be able to defend this very well. Adding on another barracks. Tech lab on the way. But this force of Tetra is going to be coming in here momentarily. He needs to get those Marines into the bunkers. Cyclone there as well. Here we go. We've got the two Immortals. The Cyclone, oh no, this could be disastrous for Potato. He's going to lose that instantly. And as there's no production here, not a tank, or anything like that, it's just Marines, this will be not enough for Potato to defend. Nearly enough for him to defend. He's going to lose that natural. At least he's building a Raven here, which will mean that, I mean, I guess Raven versus a Banshee. Banshee would give him a little bit more DPS right off the bat. There's a Warp Prism here as well. This is going to be a tough hold for Potato Pleb. He's got the SCVs there. Immortals on the high ground, though, gunning down that bunker like it's nothing. Zealots warped in here as well. Marines doing a pretty good job being buffered by those SCVs, but they have all fallen to the Immortals. There's a Warp Prism here as well to micro the Immortals, and it just looks like there's not enough. A tank is going to be out now, and a Raven, but not too much you can do immediately with the Raven. Okay, so that is our Diamond 2 players. And up next will be Diamond 1. What is up, Alex and Dricky? What's going on, man? Glad you can join us. So next match is going to be Sniper SC versus their captain, Blitzed. And the score is now 2-2. In the top corner of Year 0, we have Blitzed as the purple Protoss. And on the upper left-hand corner of Year 0, we have Sniper SC as the yellow Zerg. Sniper SC, been practicing a ton for this. Very motivated to practice hard and train for this match. Very passionate guy, and will have a hand in more of the CTL stuff in the future. Blitz going for wall up here. Standard. And Sniper is known for his cheesy play. He did cheese up to a very high level. But recently been buckling down and working on his macro mechanics, which I think will make him a threat, a very strong threat, because a player that has both a strong knowledge of cheesy builds and solid macro is very scary. A little bit of friendly banter between these guys. Gate expansion out of Blitzed. And this map's an interesting map. We've seen quite a number of these type with the short air distance. The main base is at the top side and then leaves the entire southern portion of the map. Often doesn't get used, but these games, this map is a very fun map for long macro games. If you have a map split situation, some older maps were very fun for this, but because it is those close bases, close rush distances, it often can be a very cheesy, quick map to play on as well. Stargate coming out of Blitz, no surprise. Very standard. And Adept at his first unit choice as well. So we'll have a complete wall. And thanks to his scouting probe, he has pretty good knowledge of what is going on for Sniper, which is business as usual. We'll see the timing of Sniper's third base when it goes down. And it looks like it's going to be a Roach Warren. So maybe not the fastest third base. He is supply capped here as well. We'll see for how long. Looks like not going to be too long. Still, though, we'll put him back a little bit. He's moving another Overlord out there as well. Will it be for scouting or will it be for something nefarious like a Nidus Canal? We'll have to see. Many drones being produced, however, it is 3:30 and there's no third hatch on the way. Oracle coming out here very shortly, so it's going to come in, get a full scout. There is a queen in the main, but no spores, so it will mean that we'll be able to get likely a couple of drone kills. Sniper is building a lot of lings here. And is he saving up his larva for roaches? I'm a little bit unsure of what he's banking his money up for. There you go. He's sending out his drone, so maybe it's just a late third. But that could end up hurting him quite a bit. This is maybe a full 30 seconds plus off from what it could be. The timing of the third. Looks like just one Oracle here for that. And we missed that. Got 6 kills. It's quite substantial. Is down to very low health. But 6 kills for and scouting intel for that Oracle. Very, very good value for sure. Glaives being built now. And it looks like another Oracle. So will this be a little bit of an adept push? He's adding on 2 more gates. So there's going to be up to 4. It's not a crazy number like we've seen a 2-base 8-gate push. There is a Overlord in his main as well. This is a very nice scouting. Going to see what's coming out. Normally, or we see often a Phoenix after the Oracle, and choosing to go for a second Oracle means that this Phoenix is going to get a ton of scouting, unless he warps into Stalker here very shortly. Lair coming out for Sniper. Worker count's pretty even. And a slight army lead. Third Nexus is coming out for Blitzed. If he can hold that, that's going to be a very nicely timed third. And morphing in more gates there as well. That is going to push up to 8, I believe. 7. He's pushing out with this force of adepts. Glaives are finished. No +1. So just glaives. And you might be able to pressure this third. Sniper has been putting in several cycles into drones. But he does still have quite a number of roaches and lings. Yeah, this is a lot. And Blitz needs to micro back. He does have glaives, so he will go through lings pretty quickly. But he needs to back up because those roaches will start to toast him. He should have shaded much earlier. He lost maybe another extra couple adepts. Now he's sealed himself in here. He could. Yeah, he didn't execute that quite well, but he might be able to escape. We'll see if he fakes. Yeah, he's gonna escape with that shade out. So nicely done from Blitz, not losing those adepts, and Sniper pushing that back successfully. Sniper building more and more lings here. Looks like he's going to try to go in for a Roach Ling push. Roach speed is more than halfway done, so that's going to be out. And it looks like he's going to try to hit a timing attack with that. There's quite a number of adepts here, and it looks like instead of going for Immortal Tech, we've got Zealots and Archons. This third base is relatively vulnerable if he has his army here. However, his army is quite strong. I don't think that Sniper is going to be able to engage this unless he's very careful. He's going to come in from the back, and this is really strong. He's getting the Archons away from where most of the lings are, getting them onto the roaches, and he's sandwiched this army very nicely. Yeah, I guess Blitz's only hope was keeping his Archons in these small crevices and getting as much glaive fire as possible. And he was not able to get that done. 2 Oracles here will mean that a lot of these roaches will fall, and Blitz has more time to tech. He's not teching though. He has no Robo. He's choosing just to try to go Zealot Archon. However, there's no Archons out now, and this reinforcing attack from Sniper will hit that third base hard. There's no shield batteries as well. He's putting down cannons, and looks like 2 Archons may be finished in time, maybe not. He's morphing Ravagers as well. This is the situation where he really needs Immortals. Ravagers popping. Okay, this is going to be a death blow to him here, unless he gets some really nice clumping with those Archons. All the Zealots are gone, and it's just Immortals. And this third base is forfeit. Yeah, nice strong attack from Sniper. Didn't have a ton of economy at his third. He just hit a really strong, essentially 2-base timing off of this. Never really went beyond 42 workers. Just after that, all of his larvae went straight into army, and that worked out really well for him. And Blitz making the choice to go for Archons instead of Immortals. Problem is, Archons do not do very well against roaches. He may have thought that it was going to be a very ling-heavy composition, since he did see a ton of lings. However, there still were enough roaches there that just pure Archon that early is not that strong. Probes fighting as best they can. But this is a solid win from Sniper. Very nicely done, man. GG well played is called, and Sniper will make it 3-2. And it is essentially 4-2 now. We have won because the other Diamond 2 slot, Ice Prelude, was a W. Very cool. And we're going to move into our final game. This was a shorter cast, like I said. And we have won. So congratulations, guys, on a very strong week. From all of you, we prepped hard and got some nice results. Alright, in the bottom corner of New Repugnancy, we have the blue Protoss, Salavanth. And in the top corner of New Repugnancy, we have the red Zerg, Kerrigan. Nice play on words there. Getting the Kerrigan, I get it. And talk about someone who's been around for a while, Salavanth. Seen quite a bit of action in the CTL, whether it's on the staff side or the playing in the master slot side. He's been around for a while, joined us when he was a diamond, but been in that Masters 2 area for quite a long time. Very strong player, and definitely a very thoughtful one. Has very good analysis of his games. Definitely thinks through his strategies quite well. A little bit of micro here in the beginning, trying to get that probe. Or rather, the Salavanth's probe trying to delay that hatchery. Got down at a reasonable time, though. And see the spawning pool way out there. Which is, I think, a strong move because you get some nice far creep vision early. In case of any crazy things like proxies. This is quite a big base. It wouldn't put it past a Protoss on this map for sure. Although Salavanth not known to be a cheesy player. Very much a straight up macro player. And in PvZ, been seeing Stargate most of the time as the ultra standard meta. And Adept as well. Of course, normal. There is a Stargate, so shaping up to be a normal game. And will we see, I guess the real thing is, will we see any weird moves from the Zerg perspective? Drone taking a 240 third. That is a pretty well timed third base in PvZ. And we do have a Stalker coming out here. Now, this could mean a few things. Typically, when we do see the Stalker, especially on smaller maps, well, I guess map doesn't really matter, but if you're getting a Stalker out, it means you really want to prioritize getting that Overlord killed and preventing vision of your base. You actually, will he be able to get that before it gets to the rocks? Ooh, no, it doesn't look like he will. However, it will keep him at bay, and he can move it into the main. And when we see this, although he will be able to get the Overlord once the Oracle comes out, if we want to see Protoss go into something like an 8-gate build, a gateway all-in build, getting that Stalker out so he can deny vision of the Zerg. Expect if that were to happen, we would see a Twilight Council come out pretty quickly from him. There's going to be an Oracle and a second Oracle on the way as well. Interesting, choosing not to go for a Phoenix. I like Phoenix a lot, just because it gives you that also ability to move around the map and snipe Overlords, which is quite good. There are spores here, so this Oracle not going to be able to do much. Maybe a drone or two if he's lucky. Larva. He doesn't even get a drone there and losing quite a bit of HP, so going to be a pretty lackluster Oracle for Salavanth. The second one is coming out at third, I believe, as well. Yeah, it's a third Oracle on the way, so going for quite a number of Oracles here. Did we see a Twilight Council? No. So it's just Adept Oracle at this point. And at third, sees a third Nexus coming down at about 4:30. That's a quite fast Nexus coming in here, but a well-timed one from Salavanth. Double Robo on the way. Interesting. Okay. Is he producing another Oracle? This is going to be a double Immortal Oracle build. He's up to 3 Oracles now. Forge on the way as well. Gonna start to get cannons up. Twilight Council. Still staying on 2 gateways. Haven't seen much in the way of tech choices. We have the Roach Warren and Evo Chambers coming in here. But looks like, so most likely we'll see Ravager play from Kerrigan. He's got his 4th base coming in as well. But he's not looking to put a ton of pressure on Sal's 3rd. Well, these Oracles here coming into the 3rd, will they kill that? Yes, they will. Or at least force the cancel. So very strong, gets the Creep Tumor as well. So a nice pick off from Sal as he keeps base parity, as now he is on his 3rd base and can produce 3 probes at a time, as we see 3 in the production tab. Nice macro from Sal. Double Immortal being produced, so it's a high, well, not very high, 4 Oracles, 3 double Immortal production. Tagged those Queens, checking out where he is, and we see this army supply very low for Kerrigan. We've got very high number of drones on the production tab. That's a high number of drones. Hydroden's on the way now, but this double robo producing units here, this could be quite insane. I expect we'll see a War Prism after this, maybe an Observer, and a row of gateways going down. +1. Oh, no, more Immortals. So he will be to 6 Immortals. +1 will be done as well as charge. And I'm worried that Kerrigan won't have enough army to deal with this strong push. Those 4 Oracles being really annoying. Haven't done much in the way of drone kills, but canceling that 4th base twice, that's an insane amount of damage. For Protoss to be on base parity at this point in the game is pretty insane. Up to 6 Immortals now is very insane, and with those new gateways up, he will be up to 6 gateways, and I expect a War Prism here from him as he will push out. That 1 Adept is blocking the path of those 2 Immortals, and a Templar Archives on the way, so he may just, I'm thinking that Sal's going to come out with this strong timing push, but he may just be attacking up and getting a very strong death ball here on 3 bases as he pushes out while he gets his 3rd. Is getting Storm, Templars, so just going to be a very complete army for Sal. It's going to be scary for Kerrigan to deal with. He's going to have Roach Hydra, but 8+ Immortals are just going to chew through that so quickly. And a Lurker Den here. Interesting. So that means that Kerrigan's going to have to take very smart positional fights. Now, the deficit for Kerrigan here, in my opinion, is that his 4th and his 5th are so slow. Sal's taking his 4th, and it's going to finish around the same time as Kerrigan's 4th. Now, if Kerrigan can get a deny off on this 4th, then that would be quite huge. Sal likely won't be able to save that before it goes down. We'll see if Kerrigan wants to really commit. Oh, it looks like he doesn't. He doesn't want to use his army. That's a wise move. A couple of Roaches just getting munched here. The one thing about this Immortal army is that it is not very mobile. So if Kerrigan can come in with a lot of Ling run-bys, Sal would be quite weak to that. We don't have a lot of cannons or much of in the way of static defense at this 3rd and 4th. So I'd like to see Sal get that static defense down, because once you commit with a Immortal army and it's across map, good luck getting its back unless you recall. So there we have that War Prism Observer that I was looking for, and I think this is going to be the signal for Sal to push. He's almost maxed. He's going to be maxed with a couple more Warpins. He's choosing to go, okay, he's got 3 Archons, he's got Storm, he's pushing out at 10 minutes, and yeah, this is going to be very tough for Kerrigan to deal with. Army supply is very close, however, there's still quite a number of Lings in that army as well, and Sal's army just is better per supply. The only way I could see Sal losing a big fight is if he takes a really bad engagement to lurkers. And he gets his observers get sniped. He only has... Where are his observers? He only has one observer here, so he's actually going to be observer-less with his army. This could be a huge problem, and I don't think he scouted that there's lurkers. Where is that observer? Yeah, still chilling at that third. He needs to produce some observers. And I think Sal, just now realizing, yeah, producing 2 observers on the way. There's +3 weapons attack going on as well. And meanwhile, we've got a run by of charge lot. It's going to work on that 4th from Kerrigan. That's insane. Sal is up to 80 workers, and Kerrigan's still only on 63, as his bases are still getting harassed. Fleet beacon, Stargate's on the way. This is just insane damage being done. As more drones fall, and Sal is getting into the perfect army, as he is going to be unlocking Tempest and Carriers very shortly. Lurkers are burrowing up here into this location, and there's a little bit of static defense, not too much. And Sal needs to be worried that he doesn't get caught in a really poor position here. There are no observers, overseers to snipe these observers. If there were, this would be very hard to deal with for Sal. Now there are the overseers. He needs to be careful here. He's got enough observers with his army though, so he's good. Amazing storms from Sal, and he's murdering this army. Very nicely done. Losing those overseers here. Yeah, just butchered that army. He's up to 100 army supply. Oh, that one lurker. He needs to get an observer down for that. See if he realizes that soon enough. Still there. Ooh, loses an immortal because of that. That's unfortunate. And finally, that lurker will go down. We have carriers on the production for Sal, so it looks like he's going to be content just to sit and wait for those. Kerrigan still finally has a strong economy, although it still is very small compared to Sal's with an 80 worker count. And Sal is banking quite a bit. Sal's army should straight up crush Kerrigan's as long as he has strong production. We've got Zealots coming down here, killing a ton of Lings, and possibly even that base. Meanwhile, looks like Kerrigan left his lurkers undefended, and Immortals are going to be in the front here to take all those baneling shots. There's not much here. Great Storm's going down. It's so many Immortals, and Hydras are just melting for those Immortals. About 10, 12 Immortals, and well played Salvanth with a double robo production. There's not much that can stop it there when you allow your 4th base to be killed twice. Very well played, Salvanth. Great job. All right, we're going to move into our second game. The master set is a best of 3. All right, the bottom corner of Port Alexander, we have the blue Protoss, Salvanth. And in the top, we have the red Zerg, Kerrigan. It's funny, I actually started off the cast not doing player introductions and kind of went into it. I kind of feel like maybe we don't need to. I don't know. It can feel a little bit redundant at times, especially on a best of 3. But it is nice to recognize the players' names. Expecting nothing weird from these players. What we saw from them last time was just really strong macro play, especially from Salvanth, and Kerrigan trying to play macro. His play was pretty good up to a point. However, it really hurt him just that Sal kept denying that 4th base. can be hard to deal with oracles that early. I don't believe he had hydras, but they were just in the wrong place, and oracle's DPS comes out of the blue so fast that it's a struggle to deal with them early on. And those oracles definitely paid for themselves. There wasn't a whole lot of harassment attempts from Kerrigan besides the straight-on army attacks that we saw later in the game. If he really needed to bide time, he could have kept throwing Lings and Banes at Sal. There wasn't a ton of static defense across the map. Ling drops might have been a good idea as well, as Sal's bases were spread out entirely in a line. And like I mentioned, that heavy Immortal army, very hard to maneuver around and move quickly from natural to fourth to defend multiple locations. But at a certain point, once Sal got enough Storm, enough Immortals, Archons, it was just impossible to stop that main army unless the Observer sniping is really strong. I think there was a moment when Kerrigan had that high ground. If he had Overseers and Hydras up there, it could have been a real struggle for Sal to get an Observer in range of that Lurker location. Stargate again from Sal. We'll see if we have that 4 Oracle composition or if he goes Oracle Phoenix. And it will be a Stalker again. So I did think that the Stalker meant something that it didn't necessarily last game. However, I think it can be used to prevent that Overlord, although it actually won't get there in time. However, oh no, we'll see. If he doesn't go to the right rocks, if he's not paying attention, he could lose this Overlord, although it would only be saved until the Oracle comes out, so not much of a win for him there. Playing pretty normal, looks like a better timed third, actually much better timed. That went up at 320, something like that, so already stronger macro from Kerrigan. He is supply capped, however, just for a brief period. Okay, that was due to that Overlord dying. Looks like nothing major. Salavanth coming across the map with the Oracle, second one in production. We'll see if he can get more damage done this time than he did last time with his initial Oracle fly-in. We've got Spores up in the main and natural and third soon, as well as Queens in those locations. But typically, a player can get a drone or two with this still. There we go, 1 drone, 2 drones, and pull away. So a bit more normal for Sal. It's that 2-gate style, and now we're at the point where, okay, it looks like the probe is already going to the third, and he's going to get that third nexus down. The nice thing about Oracles, now that I'm thinking about it, is that it gives you a lot of strong defense against a Ling all-in at this third, or a lot of Ling pressure at the third. If you save up the Oracle's mana here, it will go a long way in defending. Sentries there as well. And another double robo play from Sal. Kerrigan did scout this third, so he sees exactly what's going on. His army, his drone production, pretty strong. Going for Roach Warren again. So pretty much a mirror copy of last game. And Sal going up to four Oracles. There we go, looking for words. Again, so he's canceling that. And this is interesting because I'm not sure what Kerrigan can do to get a fourth base up at this point. Because he doesn't have Hydras yet. Queens, he can't get a Queen to a new base location. If Sal finds this fourth base, then he can continue to gun it down for quite a while until there's a number of Hydras out. He did use the Oracle mana on a Revelation of one of those Queens. Not sure that that's... Okay, never mind. It got onto the Ling, so that will be strong. Oh no, did it? Doesn't look like it. So that wasn't the strongest use there of his Oracle energy. And the 4th base will go up. So better than what happened last game. There's that double robo production. Already 2 immortals out. Plus charge, plus 1. So all in all, it's just a very strong attack from Sal. Playing a straight up 3-base macro style. He's moving with his oracles over to that location. I think he may suspect that Kerrigan's just going to keep trying that like he did last game. However, this base is up and has quite enough HP that those oracles won't be able to do much about it. Lings are going to this 3rd base location, however. I think there is far too much for him to deal with, especially if the oracles swing back. Although, Queen's got in a stasis ward, and he could get a Queen there if it transfuses. Yeah, there's no transfuse on that Queen. He picks one off. Nicely done. Looks like the Ling's here. If he's smart, he just should dive on the sentries. Okay. Dive on the sentries. Nice stasis ward there. If he's committing with those Lings to trade him in, it would be best to go for the sentries. Kill enough gas as you can. Sal chronoing out those robo units. Fourth base up and running for Kerrigan, and now he's at a much healthier drone count. He's at 75 workers, and we'll see this game is going to be a little bit truer of a test of Sal's build because Kerrigan was at a pretty significant disadvantage last time, and now it's a bit more even. Kerrigan's a base ahead of Saliban. Pretty much what we normally see in PvZ. The 4th base going down, though, for Sal. And he's continually stasis warding that base, which is very strong because it is an expected expansion location in this map. And Kerrigan will have to take this base or this as his next one if he's not going to continually try. I would like to see Kerrigan try to push this base, as it is pretty weak, although the immortal count is still very insane. There's not a lot of Lings, and it's just Ling Hydra Force here, so he's going to have to pull back. He needs to wait for lurkers. He cannot engage now. There are no observers Yeah, there's no observers out, so if lurkers came in here right now, this would be quite strong. Looks like he's going to try to come in here with his Hydras and just poke. There is far too many immortals for him to seriously engage this. I'm not sure what Sal's doing. He's worried about... Okay, he's worried about those Lings slipping up to that base. However, there are cannons there. So now it looks like Sal's going to lose a little bit here, not a ton. Few production facilities, maybe an immortal there. But actually, Kerrigan needs to pull back now. He's using a lot of these Hydras, a storm there at the end for good measure, as that attack is thoroughly repulsed. See if he actually lost anything. No, he actually did not lose any immortals there. So he's still at a very strong count. Got Archons on the way as well. However, it looks like both players are going to max out at a much closer time than they did last game. We've got lurkers being produced. A heavy mineral bank for Kerrigan. Looks like he's struggling to get that gas up and running. He's getting his 4th base gases now. I'd like to see him add on his 5th and 6th bases. He needs to do that very soon because the Protoss will be on 4 bases, and that's a very scary thing. We've got Fleet Beacon Stargate on the way as well. But actually, Kerrigan has a supply lead, which is something that's a bit more normal. And Salivanth is going to be out of position here. He might be in danger of losing this 4th base. There is an observer here. However, he's taking a lot of damage. This is what I'm talking about the positional battles. This is very strong for Kerrigan with the lurker spread at this ramp. Salivanth should try to engage the lurkers directly, but he's going to lose that 4th, and that's a really big deal. It sets Salivanth's economy back. He's already going to take this 4th base here, and it looks like he's sending a War Prism out for harassment. And again, Salivanth army to army is going to win, and he's thinking about engaging with lurkers. You really got to be decisive, but you shouldn't commit. In doubt, you shouldn't commit. He's going to actually... okay, Kerrigan forfeited his lurkers, which is an interesting decision. And pulling back, he's in range of some really juicy storms. So Kerrigan lost that engagement. I think he should have stayed with those lurkers and tried to make a fight happen there. Warp Prism still waiting outside the 4th base of Kerrigan, ready to harass as well. Salavant's army is still so strong. That many immortals. We've got a Spire on the way as well. So Mutalisk switch here, maybe to counter the high immortal count. But there's enough Archons with this army that it's going to be really tough to produce enough Mutalisk to start sniping immortals. A charge lot run in here into this 4th base as well, and Kerrigan can't deal with Salavant's army. Yeah, charging forward here. GG is called, and Salavant will take the game. Well played, Salavant. It's always a treat to see him play. Coming out with that strategy, very well executed. Very strong play, both in the first game and the last. So, congratulations to you, man. Also, congratulations to AlphaX. We got our first win. We are now 1-2. We got a strong 5-2 set score win over JaMiT, as well as a nice map score win as well. 7-2, or 6-2 rather. So that will put us at 0 in the map score. Plus and minus means we are even in map score. So if we get a positive one next week, we will be in the overall positive map score, which is very cool. It was a rough start, guys, but this was a very important win. We need to bounce back and win basically the rest of the weeks after this one to get into the playoffs, and winning this one was extremely crucial. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. It seems like our viewership petered out quite a bit, but still, for those of you who stayed the entire time, Snoopy, I think, may be there. Thank you guys for watching. Alright, hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you guys soon.